make everybody wait. Good morning again. My name is Ana Villavicencio. For those that don't know me, I am a REAC, a Regional Manager for Education USA for the Andean region. Today, we're going to be sharing with you a little bit more information regarding the second part of our South America fair circuit that is taking place August, September this year. So hopefully you are either considering registering for our fairs, or you have registered, or perhaps you have registered for some cities, but not all these cities. And this is a good opportunity for you to understand all the opportunities and benefits that are included if you visit all the different cities in South America. So to get us started, I just want to ask the advisors that will be talking about their specific fairs and cities to briefly introduce themselves. So we will begin with Scarlett.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Scarlett, and I am an Education USA advisor in Montevideo, Uruguay. I've been an advisor for almost 3 years and a half, and well, I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, Scarlett. Miguel? Oh, Miguel, we can't hear you.
Okay.
There.
I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. My name is Miguel Huerta. I'm the country coordinator for Education USA here in Chile. We are based in Santiago. We are based at the Catholic University campus. And I'm very excited about this opportunity to talk about a little bit about our country.
Thank you, Miguel. Lurka?
Hola. Hi. Hey, hi. How are you? My name is Lurka Ramirez. I'm an advisor here in Lima, based at the Fulbright Commission. I have more than 20 years. I don't want to say the exact number, but I've been here a lot. And I'm happy to tell you about Peru. I'm happy to have you if you want to come.
Thank you, Lurka. We'll go, so just as an FYI, one of the stops is Quito. The advisor in Quito is on maternity leave, but we are ready to go and organizing the fair. So we're going to skip the introduction for Quito, but go right ahead to Belen.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Belen, and I'm the advisor in Guayaquil, one of the advisors here in Guayaquil. So I'm happy to have you here, and hopefully you make a stop to our city as well.
And then last but not least.
Exactly. Last but not least. Hi, everyone. My name is Samuel. I'm one of the advisors here in Bogotá, Colombia. And actually, Laura Rico is also joining us today. She's giving me some help with because I have internet connection, low internet connection. So she's giving me some hand. So happy to get you guys here. And that's it.
Thank you. All right, so we will be hearing from them a little bit more about their cities, the stops, and just to let you know, for those that didn't attend Tuesday's session, of course, there is another half of the tour that covers Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Argentina. So if you didn't attend that session and you want more information on those stops, let us know. I was trying to remember when we started this Education USA South America circuit. And I don't know exactly the date, but it's been over 15 years since we've held these fairs, as far as I can remember. So we have quite a bit of experience hosting these events, and it's one of our main activities in each of these countries. And we look forward to welcoming you if you are joining us for the circuit. So without further ado, I'm going to give the mic to Scarlett so that she can get us started.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if it works. I think yes, but yes, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, hi everyone. As I mentioned before, I'm the Education USA advisor here in Montevideo. In our case, in Uruguay, we just have one Education USA office, and we are based at the Binational Center at the Alianza, as you can see there. This is something different from other countries because, well, we have the lovely opportunity of being connected to the Alianza network through all Uruguay. You're going to see that we have different binational centers and they have their network. So that's a nice way to get in touch with the interior of the country as our main office is here in Montevideo. This year, our fair it's gonna be at the Hyatt Centric Hotel. You're gonna see that it's a very nice and well located hotel in our promenade. You're gonna see that in Uruguay we have the world's longest promenade, so that's something that we are really proud of. And well, if you come in September, also the weather, hopefully it's gonna look like the picture that you have there. But we have had a couple of days that the weather is not that nice, and we also have a large amount of audience and students because, well, they expect our fairs with a lot of excitement and our professionals too as well. So the idea is to share a bit about our numbers and how it's been our fair in the last years. Actually, in Uruguay, we had the fair since 2013, and well, we're really excited for you to join our fair. Something to mention about Montevideo is that we are just like an hour ferry ride from Buenos Aires. So if you're considering or thinking attending the Buenos Aires Fair, well, just know that you can also, with a quick stop, you can come to Montevideo and in one day, well, you can come, have the fair, and then, well, go back. So a bit of numbers from our last edition of the fairs, according to our Open Doors report. I don't know if you're aware of that, but in at least from Uruguay, we have a yearly around 400 students and professionals that go to the US to study. Here in Uruguay, we have a small population of 3 million people around. So, well, you're going to see that that's actually a good number for us. In the last edition of the fair, you're going to see that mostly we had undergraduate students, but with a good participation of students and professionals that were interested in graduate programs, short-term and intensive English. Later, I'm going to touch base a bit about what's the situation with the English or intensive English programs here in Uruguay. But most of our attendees are really interested in pursuing undergrad and grad studies. Here you can see how were our numbers from last year's fair. We had 581 attendees and almost 1,000 registrations. This year we are doing everything that we can to keep our numbers up. Usually we have high school fairs. Later I'm going to share a bit about our itinerary, but what we do is that in the morning we visit the Uruguayan American School, and usually they invite other schools in the neighborhood, but mostly the British schools. So you're going to have the opportunity to get in touch with more or less 50 around students, well, interested in pursuing their bachelor's degree in the US. I want to mention that these school visits usually are very productive because, well, students from these schools, all of the curriculum and their classes are in English. So they are pretty much, I would say, familiarized with the US higher education system as well. So, well, these are students that they attend there with their families and they are really well informed about, well, the possibility of studying in the US. I would like to also mention that from last year's fair, most of the students were really excited about that opportunity of going there and talking to the representatives, and most of them speak English. Actually, here in Uruguay, at least on a public school level, you're going to see that English is mandatory. So everyone finishes high school with a high English proficiency. So it's not going to be a problem. And actually, they are really familiarized with the culture. So hopefully they're going to be there and ask well-informed questions, and they're going to be excited to learn about your programs. And most of them, they study your programs well in advance. So we're very proud of that. They come to the fair prepared. Something about our student recruitment market highlights. We are small, but we we like to say that we have, and we truly think about our strong potential. You're going to see that Uruguay is pretty stable. It's a democratic country. We have a really important tradition of valuing education here, especially the pursuit of higher education. We rank fourth in Latin America according to the English First Certificate Proficiency Index. Um, More or less our numbers, as you can see, there are over 1,500 Uruguayans in the US in the past 10 years through Education USA, Fulbright, and other programs. From our Education USA office, more or less yearly, we have a solid group of 23 to 25 students and professionals who are advised through our office, and they go to start their studies there. This year in August, we have a group of 23. Most of them are interested in undergrad studies, but we have a group of 5 to 4 professionals who are going to be pursuing a master's and a PhD. I think that in the case of Uruguay, you're gonna come across students and families and professionals that are really familiarized with the U.S. Higher education system, and actually they are interested in the liberal arts education. Most of them are gonna be probably pursuing a STEM or business degree, but well, they are actively seeking that bilingual and international education. I think that something important to mention about this year's agenda is that, well, first, you're going to have in the morning this high school fair, as I mentioned, at the Uruguayan American School. And then usually we host a lunch event with high school counselors and local university representatives. So what we do is that usually we divide the room. I used to be a teacher, so I really enjoy doing like a nice dynamic in which, well, everyone introduces themselves, and then we separate the room with high school counselor representatives and local university representatives. And well, depending on what you're more interested like in talk about or get in touch with, you're going to be able to connect with both high school counselors if you're more into maybe intensive English programs or undergrad programs, and with local university representatives to talk more about your graduate programs. Something important to mention here is that also the local university representatives, as the high school counselors, they're going to speak English. You're going to be able to talk with them. Most of the universities here, they have programs that are for exchange, for example. So they are really interested in partnership with your universities and institutions, and will offer also not only for their students here in Uruguay the opportunity to go to the US for a short term program. Also, they like to have usually one of our universities, Universidad Católica, the Catholic University, always welcome American students for a short period of time here in Uruguay. So if you're looking for strong partnerships here in Uruguay with local university representatives, I think that that launch is going to cover that. And well, I hope that that's going to be something that you should know and be aware of. And well, later we have the fair, and we have the presentations that you already know. Um, I think that that's more or less all the things that I have to share about our agenda. But well, in case that you have any other question, in case that maybe you're planning on maybe arriving in Montevideo a bit early, that is September 4th, if you are considering participating at our stop, we can also connect you with high school counselors through email and with local university representatives if you want to talk to them before the events on Friday. And well, we just want to welcome you and hosting you in case that you decide and participate or to stop in the fair.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Scarlett. Uruguay, small but mighty. So hopefully we'll see you there. Miguel.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being interested in coming to Santiago. Santiago is a city at the same hemisphere that Buenos Aires, very close to 2 hours to Buenos Aires, 3 hours from Lima. Um, let me show you a little bit of where we are going to be. We're going to be at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. The fair is going to be on a Sunday, Sunday, September 7. It's going to go from 10 to 11 p.m. The Ritz-Carlton is located in a very, what we call like a business-oriented neighborhood. It's a very beautiful neighborhood. It's close to, it's like 100 meters from a metro station. So it's a very easy access from everybody that is coming from all over the city. Uh, uh, Fairs on Sundays, and the last previous two fairs were on Saturdays. I think there's a great time because many students can come with their parents. One of the things that we notice is that parents sometimes they don't know much about what the students are trying to do, and this is a great opportunity for the parents to find out that this is something serious, is this is something that is even possible for them. So I think it's a very good opportunity to see parents and also see some very interesting kids. Um, a little bit about Chile, and this is very brief. We just have the visit from the U.S. Secretary of the Homeland Security yesterday, and she reassured that our visa waiver program is still strong, and that's one of the important things. We had been in very good ranking of quality of life in terms of uh, of um, life expectancy. Right now, we are 81.5 years of life expectancy. I don't know, and it says that in 10 or 20 years from now, it's going to be maybe 85, which is like is a big improvement. We have very good schooling, and we also have very good quality institution for high school and also for university. We have two universities that are very well ranked, Universidad Católica and Universidad de Chile. And Chile has become a big leader in two major areas. One is exports of goods and export of services, innovation and competition. We have a lot of startups that are becoming trending, not only in Chile, but all over the US. There you see Notco. Notco is a company that provide different products that are not that are more healthy for us. And also a big leader in renewable energy. We have solar, we have electric vehicles, we have windmills. There's a lot of investment on solar and renewable energy, and these are opportunities for many of the institutions. In terms of numbers, and this is from Open Doors, we have been growing steadily in the last, I would say, 5 years at 10%, which is really good, but we're not that happy with where we're sending our students. Most of them are on the coast, and we are hoping that we can send more people in the middle of the US. Right now, we have a good number of students. We have 3,113 students from Chile at different levels, and we hope to improve those numbers with different programs that we have been working on. And if I'm going too fast, you let me know. Education USA in Chile is present in 10 cities all over the country from north to south. We're mainly based on binational center and also at universities. We have 15 offices in total. And the idea is that people can come to those offices to ask for any kind of information regarding higher education in the US and how to apply to the programs. We have 3 programs for undergrads we're very proud of them. In total, every year we have around 100 students that are working very hard to apply to the US. And these same students are going to be present at the fair. We ask them to become volunteers. So this is a great opportunity for them to be in contact with the university and to help each one of the representatives. The programs is opportunity funds for those familiar with opportunity funds or not familiar. This is a program which we finance the application process. And then we have 2 programs, competitive and undergraduate college club, that are focused on people that can afford the process. And undergraduate is a very new program in which we are open until today, actually, the registration. So we're helping people to apply during the entire year, and we can almost have 80 students every year that work on that program. In terms of the fair, let's start with what we do to promote the fairs. We usually do traditional media. We go on TV. There you see me on national TV talking about the fair. We also do some newspapers. Lucky for us, last year we did the main page, the cover of one of the local newspapers with Colomba, who went to the University of Chicago. Next month in August, we are going to be doing a lot of outreach. We are going to go to different high schools to talk about the fairs. And of course, we're going to work on social media. And on social media, what we do is we like to highlight every institution that comes to the fair in order to show them what strong areas of studies are, so people can be a little bit more aware of what to expect. And we provide information in a way that we improve the quality of the students that will come to visit you. In terms of the fairs, there are many things going on at the fairs. Of course, the main goal is for you to reach out and to talk to really good perspectives. And in that terms, we focus on quality of the visitors, and we also focus on parallel create some activities that can engage more people, like, for example, having someone from the consulate talking about visa, which probably is going to be a big issue this year. We have some U.S. students talking about their experience in the U.S. Studying at a university. And of course, we have all the representatives talking to a lot of students during the entire fair. And I hope that this is the same goal that we achieved this year, that the quality, the good question that the students are going to ask you are going to challenge you, and that's the idea. And finally, in terms of what we're going to do after the fair, because this is on a Sunday, this is an activities that we have prepared for Monday. On Monday, with the embassy, with the U.S. Embassy, we're going to have a networking breakfast. The idea is that during that networking breakfast, the embassy and Education USA are going to invite a director for international office at different universities. And also we are going to invite principals and counselors from different high schools. The idea is that you can have the opportunity to talk to them. All the high schools that we're going to invite is going to be approximately between 10 and 15 high schools. These are high schools that are bilingual. So these are high schools where many of the students will focus on applying to the US. And in that terms, after that networking breakfast, we're going to divide the groups in two groups. One group for people that are focused on undergrad and another group focused on graduate studies. The first group is going to go to two different schools, St. George and Santiago College. Both high schools have approximately 2,500 students. They are close to the hotels. These are upper class high school, very private, very elite high schools, and they're eager to receive you.
Miguel, can you just wrap it up a little bit, because we're running a little bit out of
Okay.
yeah.
And we're also going to have two visits to two different institutions, two different universities. We're going to have it at Catholic University campus and also in ACAP, which is a professional school. And that's it.
Thank you. Sorry for interrupting you, but I want to make sure that we have enough time for the rest of the cities and time for questions in case you have any questions. So let's just move along, and appreciate if the advisors can keep it to the agreed time frame. Thank you.
Not to worry, not to worry. I'm next. Lima, can you hear me? Yes, yes, I'm going. The venue is going to be at Hotel Los Delfines in Lima. Is the main financial area of Lima. It's going to be on Wednesday, September 10th, just in case you want to take note of that. Last year, as you can see, we have to close registration at 3,500 students. We had more than 1,000 students coming. You can see most of them was undergrad, grad, even English or short-term studies, or both of them, if they wanted intensive English with undergrad or grad studies. At the school or university visits, we had around 200 students at the fair, at the mini fairs, we call mini fairs. Peru has an emerging economy. Middle class is growing, and we have, as Chile, a large youth population, eager to grow professionally. Increasing interest also in international education and specific fields like business, STEM, environment, and humanities. 2 days ago, during Independence Day, the president just spoke and said that we're going to improve tourism. We just inaugurated a new airport, a seaport. Now we are improving roads, bridges, new communication system, etc. So Peru is investing millions on those areas. So they're going to bloom. Numbers, if you can see the open doors, Peru is growing really fast also, faster than in Central and South America. Last year, we ranked third for the country who sent more in South America, more students to the US in South America, and 26 all over the world. US is still a top destination. Beyond whatever they hear or whatever they see on the news, they want a great education and they want a better technology than we have here in Peru. So this year agenda, the day previous the fair, we will have a networking welcome event at night. We are going to meet, you're going to meet, you can, high school counselors, international relations authorities from university, Ministry of Education authorities, all the whole group of Peru education advisors will be here, the US Embassy staff in the education area. We work very close with the embassy, so we can have more of these events here. The next day, Wednesday, in the mornings, again, we have two branches we want to say. One is going to the high school. There is a school called Colegio María Reina, Marianistas. This school is just all men, but they want us to be there because last year 3 of them already graduated from there, accepted universities who went through this mini fair. So they want more universities to go. The other who are going to the university visit is going to be at the Católica. Católica is #1 ranked in South America. And the first university in Peru and 10th in Latin America, according to the QS, and have more than 53 undergraduate programs, areas like humanistic, scientific, business. So it's very interesting school. And in the afternoon, we have the fair from 5:30 to 8:30. Again, we're going to work, as Miguel told you, we're going to work with the media. So these people come from media. We send information to all the high school counselors, to all the university authorities. So we have students coming to the big fair. So this is the agenda for this year. And thanks. Gracias.
Thank you, Lurka. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Universidad Católica is a feeder school for a university for Fulbright grantees, right? A lot of Fulbright grantees.
Also yes.
There. So that's the #1. That there is a steady interest in studying in the US.
Abroad, yes. And receiving students from the US also.
And receiving students.
The main house.
Thank you, Lurka. So Now we're going to move to Ecuador, and I'm going to ask Belen if she can share her screen because we're sharing presentation. So she might as well share the screen right now. And as I mentioned, the Education USA advisor in Quito, she's on maternity leave, her second kid. And unfortunately, she won't be with us at the fair, but the education coordinator from the embassy, Juan Ignacio Burneo, it will be one of our main point of contacts. You'll be hearing, if you register for Quito, you'll be hearing from him about any details about the fair. And of course, yours truly, I'm based in Quito. I will be also at the fair. So we are moving forward and welcoming you to the Education USA Fair in Quito. And before I get started with Quito, one point that I want to make is why are we having two stops in a tiny country? Well, this tiny country is very, it's divided. It's geographically divided by, mountain range. And Quito is in the mountains, and Guayaquil is in the coast. And we have about the same amount of population in each city. And it's a very, very diverse population. We even have different school calendars, to give you an example. So if you just go to Quito, you're missing out on 50% of what Ecuador has to offer you. And if you go to Guayaquil, same thing. In Ecuador, we have, in this tiny country, we have a US embassy, and we also have a US consulate in Guayaquil. So quite a strong US presence. So in Quito, the fair will be on the 13th. So it will be a weekend. And we're happy that it's a weekend because that allows us to get students from other cities near these large cities, which is very common for medium-sized cities to travel for the day to either Quito or Guayaquil. So Belen, can you change? Right. So let's just talk about Quito and the last fair that we had in 2024. It's a large fair, just as in Lima, over 3,300 or registrations and about 1,500 attendees. So it's a pretty good yield from the registrations to the students that are actually attending, showing that's a strong interest in this event and in studying in the US. We also include school visits, and we had about 300 students that universities were able to connect with. It's pretty much a mixed interests, as you can see there. There's quite a bit of interest in undergraduate studies and graduate studies, but also short term. So you're going to see, if you come to Quito, a mix of interest from the community. Next. So just to give you a little bit more of sense, again, as we mentioned, Quito beat Bogotá as the largest fair volume of students that actually went to the fair, but it really just beat, I think, with one or two students. So Quito, and afterwards, Samuel is going to talk about Bogotá, is a huge fair. Guayaquil, Belen's going to talk about Guayaquil. It's a huge fair as well. It is the event of the year for us. We make quite a bit of splash in the country in terms of promotion. And you do get, people know of the fair, and then they're waiting for the registrations to open. So we're super excited to welcome you if you decide to come here. So Ecuador, again, it's a tiny country, but we are one of the main sending countries in the region in South America, sending countries of students to the US. And this has been a tradition. We have lost quite a bit of ground to other countries, other destinations, and that's why our Education USA Fair and your presence in Ecuador in general is super important, just to regain our position as the #1 destination for Ecuadorians that want to study in the US. Aside from that, in general, I would say that in Quito specifically, the students are looking for areas, both of the undergraduate and graduate studies of STEM, business, but there is a lot of space for you to open their eyes to all the different opportunities and areas of studies. There is a very narrow vision of very traditional careers that students have, and that's where the US has the upper hand of just showing all these different innovative ways of earning your degrees. Aside from that, I just want to mention as well that in Ecuador, aside from Guayaquil, our presence in Guayaquil and in Quito, we do have a center in the third largest city, and that's Cuenca. So we are going to bring the advisor from Cuenca to Quito. So you will also have a chance to meet with her and to hear about one of the most beautiful cities in South America, and why you should eventually, if you come back to Ecuador, visit Cuenca as well. I'm going to just briefly mention, if you switch to the next slide. Yeah, I just want to briefly mention to you the schedule in Quito. And so we will be picking you up at the airport. I want to make sure that, you get to your hotel in a smooth way. The airport is a little bit far away. It's about 40 minutes away from the city. And so we will be taking you, if you arrive in the what do you call the suggested flight, we will be taking you to the airport. And then we have a very busy Friday. We will take you to local high school, Liceo Campo Verde. So all of us will go there, but then afterwards we will divide. And so some of you that want to continue to recruit undergraduate students, you will go to another school, Johannes Kepler. And then the other half that is more interested in graduate studies will take you to Universidad de las Américas. And those that are just promoting graduate studies and want to skip the first school visit, that's fine. We will also take you directly to the university if that's what you want. We just want to make sure that you have all the different activities that you
Part
can.
of the tour of the next cities.
Sorry, Beatriz, are you talking to us or? Okay.
In 100 meters at the roundabout, take the second exit.
Yeah, I just muted you, Beatriz, but we're happy to answer any questions afterwards. So anyway, we are going to divide you, and then we're coming back to the city. You're gonna have some time to relax before we go to, again, a networking event like we mentioned earlier in the different cities where you're gonna meet with the charge d'affaires from the U.S. Embassy in Quito, and you'll also meet with university representatives and high school counselors. So that will be a nice time for you to just network. And that will be at the university, the Catholic University of Quito or Ecuador, where we have our Education USA Center. And then on Saturday, we are going to let you sleep in a little bit, but then at 10 p.m., we'll start with a fair. And then we'll wrap that very, very quickly because hopefully you'll go to Guayaquil. And I'm going to just pass it on to Belen to continue to share with you details about Guayaquil.
Thank you, Anna, and good morning, everyone, again. So our last edition of the fair was in actually 2023, which is actually a good thing because that means that our students are very looking forward to having the fair again in the city, and they're very eager to hear from you and to identify the right school for them. In 2023, we had 3,000 registrations, so we were with a very good number of students interest in studying in the US, and we had 1,450 attendees. And as you can see in Guayaquil, it's a little bit different, and Quito, we were very similar into the undergraduate and graduate interest, and that has stayed on a trend since 2023. As advisors, we have seen that a lot of our students are looking not only for undergrad, but also for graduate programs. We're also seeing interest in short-term programs and intensive English as well. So if you're coming to highlight those programs for our students, they're going to be very interested. We also did 2 school visits in 2023. We had around 400 students participating. So we also had a good range of interest there that were part of the Inter-American High School and the American High School here in Guayaquil. So as Anna said, we're on the coast, so that means that we're the economic hub in Ecuador itself, and we're on the port side, so a lot of the economic transactions take place around the city of Guayaquil, and we're very nearby because of Ecuador's size to other provinces that represent a good opportunity for universities in the US, and those are Manabí, which is around 3 hours away from Guayaquil, and then also El Oro, which is 3 hours away on the south part from Guayaquil as well. And they represent a very good market for students. And since our fair will be held on Sunday, we will expect to have those students coming in and taking the trip to be a part of the fair that day. A lot of our high schools in the city and around the coast part are also implementing more English practices. They're doing IB classes. Some of the high schools here also do AP classes. One of the schools that I will mention later that we're visiting has AP level, and the other one, both of them actually have the AP level classes. So that means that you'll have students with a really good curriculum and academic level to be able to apply for your schools. And Guayaquil is a city that maintains to have interest in the US as a main destination. We have had students that have shown interest in other parts of the world, but the US continues to be a main point, and we can highlight that since we have two offices of Education USA here in the city, and that just tells you that we handle a big number of interest people. We do a lot of business to be able to highlight and showcase the US as a main point of destination for studies. I want to go ahead briefly to go over the agenda. We're having the fair on Sunday, so during the morning you're going to be working during the fair, and then in the afternoon we're taking a boat ride to the Malecon part of Guayaquil, so you can take a break, relax from the very busy week that you have had coming from all of the circuits. So you're gonna be able to enjoy that, and then we're gonna have dinner at the hotel preparing for a very packed Monday that we're going to have. On Monday, we have two options for school visits. If you want to do Colegio Menor, which is one of the most one of the private schools here, and it's one of the most American style schools in Guayaquil. And they're ones that do AP classes as well. So their students do all of the curriculum based also on English curriculum. And if you want to do a high school visit, you have the choice of going to that school. But if you're also looking into university visit, this year we're adding one of actually the best university, which is ranked by the QS, the best university in the city, in the country, sorry, the best university in the country. So we're going to be visiting that. And they also have a lot of study abroad programs, curriculum in English. So a lot of their students are looking into graduate programs in the US. That's their target. So you can choose one of those in the morning. And then later on that morning at 11:30 a.m., we're also giving you the option to visit another high school, which is Inter-American Academy. And this is the only high school in Guayaquil that has the US curriculum. They are the only ones that follow the US curriculum, even with the school calendar. So when everybody else in Guayaquil is having classes from April to December or to February, they are actually following the school calendar from the US, because every curriculum that they do is guided through the US curriculum. And then later that night, we're going to have a reception at the General Consul's house, and we're going to be able to have a conversations and networking event with high school counselors, university representatives. So this is going to be a very good opportunity for you guys to be able to recruit and communicate to those who are seeing the students on a daily basis and who know the students that are going to be interested in going to the US, and showcase your programs and your curriculum to those representatives. So that's Guayaquil in a gist. I don't want to take any longer, so I'm going to let Colombia take over now.
Great. Thank you, Elena. And we close with beautiful Colombia and Bogotá. Samuel?
Thank you so very much. Laura, can you please share? So, hi, everyone. For those of you who were not here at the beginning, my name is Samuel Reales, and here with me is also Laura Rico. She's the other advisor in Bogotá. And as they say, we're 2,600 closer to the stars. So the idea is that we're gonna just show you a little video to start up with, and then just to wrap up the whole presentation, and then I'll go for Bogotá. Go for that, Laura.
Hello, my name is Naomi, and I'm the Assistant Director of International Recruitment at Montclair State University, located in New Jersey, outside of New York City. I had the pleasure of joining the last 3 stops of the Education USA South America circuit last fall. It was our first time, and it was a great experience. We decided to go with Education USA because we did have a small group of students already at Montclair from the South America region, but we're definitely looking to grow, in terms of popularity and also some brand awareness in the area. So we decided to go with Education USA, and it was a great experience. All the fairs were well attended with over 1,000 students coming by the fair. Additionally, it gave me an opportunity to also get to know some of the schools in the region as well. Our office also recruits both undergraduate and graduate students, so it was a great way for me to meet both populations in one tour. If you're looking to explore South America for the first time, I highly recommend Education USA. Just the knowledge of all the advisors there were very helpful as well.
Thank you. So the last stop of the first circuit is going to be Bogotá, and then we're going to be having the fair here on September the 17th. Just for you to know, Bogotá, last year we had a lot of students, as Anna was mentioning. We had 3,190 registrations, and then we actually had 1,530 attendees, which means that 48% of the registrants actually came to the fair. As you can see, it goes across the board. We have students interested in graduate and undergraduate programs, actually almost the same number, the same percentage, 33% graduate and 37 undergraduate. We have also students interested in intensive English programs and short-term programs. Just for you to know, Bogotá or Colombia is ranked as the 19th country among all the countries sending international students to the US. This is according to the Open Doors report. Between 2023 and 2024, we had 10,120 students from Colombia studying in the United States. As you could see, some of the countries that had higher increase in the number of students going to the States, we are also as part of it, like Bangladesh, Colombia, Ghana, India, Iran, Nepal, Nigeria, and Pakistan are countries that sort of had bigger number of students going to the United States of America. Next. Just for you to know, and very important, there is an expansion of higher education. A lot of schools that are private and even government schools are becoming bilingual. There is a huge trend among schools in Colombia to become bilingual. And there is also a very rich program and strong program in the country to make students bilingual, even if they don't attend bilingual schools. We have had a very good influx of digital learning and hybrid models. That means that a lot of the students are also interested in online and blended learning programs. So you might get a few questions about that too if you come to our fair. STEM is one of the areas, as has been mentioned from other countries, that is really a strong area from students in Colombia. Business is another one. And right now, of course, everything that has to do with business analytics and statistics. As I said before, you're going to be able to find students who speak the language, who are at a B1, B2 level. You might have students and families whose English is not yet at the level, but in general, students are going to be able to communicate with you in English. We have translators just because it's important for you to be able to communicate with families and in order to offer a better service for those ones whose English is not yet at the level to be able to convey meaning or communicate with you. So just all the pictures that we seen during the presentation are taken from actually our fairs. The next one. So this is in a nutshell our agenda. You know, you are gonna stay at the JW Marriott Hotel, and then which is a very, very central area of Bogota. The hotel is actually well, 2 blocks away from the place of the fair. But we still give you transportation in order for you to not to carry your boxes or your bags but so the very first activity we're gonna have is mini fair. I'm gonna go deeply into that. And at the Buckingham School, and I'll talk about the school later on. Then we have a lunch with Colombian universities and the US Embassy, because we want to make sure that you have plenty of contacts with high school students, high school counselors, and university representatives too. Okay. Then the big fair, or the fair open to the public, is going to be in the afternoon from 5 to 8. Just as in Ecuador, we're going to offer complimentary pickup service for those reps arriving in the suggested flights. Next. So what's going to happen more specifically in the networking breakfast at the school? That's the first activity I mentioned at Buckingham School. There are already 10 school counselors that have registered, and then they're going to be able to talk to you and to have a really nice breakfast and to sort of share ideas, share insights about what's happening and all the questions that they have. Then you have a mini fair at the Buckingham School, in the same school. And then this is a private coeducational, non-religious institution. It's a very popular school, and it has the IB system. Other schools are going to join this mini fair. That means the neighboring schools are going to be coming to the Buckingham in order to have more or less between 300 and 400 students from those schools. This is not the open fair. This is the mini fair that we're going to have at the school. Next.
Samuel, if you can just wrap it up in like 20 seconds.
Okay, 20 seconds. The networking launch is going to be for representatives from international offices, from the universities. This is your chance to talk to the graduate level. And we're going to have the open fair located to the north of the city. As I said, this is a very, very strategic point of the city where you're going to have a lot of students coming in. Next. That's it. These are just pictures from, I did it in 20 seconds, I promised. And then, so these are just pictures of, representatives having fun. The first picture is our advisors are going to be able to meet some of them here in Bogota from all over Colombia. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Samuel. Sorry for rush you, but we have about 3 minutes before the hour. So I want to make sure that we answer any questions that you may have. One question that I got, internal question, was about Quito and who's the point of contact. If you have any questions, you can always email me. I will put my email on the chat. As I mentioned, the advisor is on maternity leave, but the fair is going to be amazing because I will be there. No, I'm kidding. But in any case, you can contact me if you have any questions. Any questions about all the information? Have these agendas been sent via email yet? Not sure if I'm on the contact list or if it's Jeff. Vicky, you can probably help us with that.
Yes, if you're already registered for the fair, we send the travel information package where you will find the agenda for each city. But I'll look for it. Maybe I can send it again. Amanda. I think it's Jeff. I remember Jeff. Yes.
Great. Thank you, Vicky. And thank you, Samuel, for sharing that that video and the testimonial from a representative. And a lot of those pictures actually are from the Colombia tour, so the Bogota stop. So that shows you a little bit of the crowd and also the venue, since it's not at a hotel, but trust me, it's the best solution for a big, crowded Bogota. Any other questions? Questions about the type of students? From the room, anybody that is thinking of registering but has not registered, perhaps you have any questions?
Yeah, and there was just a question about the universities that will attend the launch in Bogota. What we do is that we send the invitation a month in advance. That means on the 17th of August, because universities sometimes have a lot of issues going around, a lot of activities. So we always do it a month before that. But we are estimating that you might get between 10 and 15 universities attending this launch.
Great. So this is the second part of the tour. We're starting already our promotion locally. As you have heard from all the advisors, quite a bit of promotion happening. And if you do register, you contact us if you want to know a little bit more of what we can do for you to promote the fair in each of the cities. It is 12 p.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you don't have any other questions, we can wrap it up. Vicky, as always, she can help you out with any other questions. I see one. Would you strongly recommend translator for the fairs, or can we get with English and some basic Spanish? You can get by with English and basic Spanish, I would say. I would let any of the other advisors contradict me if that's not the case. But the students, you expect the students to speak English, right? And they will. But the parents is a different story. So, we do offer translators. If you are thinking about that, we can give you more information on the cost and of the translation services that we can help you connect with. But I don't know if any advisors have questions about. They just help manage the crowd. Yeah, it is true. I mean, honestly, you saw the numbers. It gets really crowded, and a lot of representatives have mentioned that having that extra person there, even if you are speaking Spanish yourself, it does help. So something to consider. Just manage the crowd. As university rep, you can get by with English, basic Spanish. Kathy was having a second rep. Thanks, everyone. Always appreciate your insights. Thank you. Cool. Everybody's. Scarlett. Sorry. No vi tu mano.
No, it's okay. And I just wanted to add, if we already finished talking about the translators and the English level, just wanted to mention that if you're thinking about going to the Buenos Aires stop and you have questions about how to come to Montevideo, the ferry, or that regarding transportation, just reach out. You can reach out to Vicky and she can share your contact information with me, or I can put my email if you want to, because I know that sometimes there's, I don't know, a common question and I know that it's difficult. And when you hear about ferry, you said like, what, where I should go? I'm not so confident, but it's pretty easy, and I'm gonna be there in case that you have any questions. That was
certainly the
everything.
most efficient way to connect the two cities rather than fly.
Yes.
The recording of the slide and slides be shared. Vicky, are you going to share? Yes, she's going to share the slides and the recording, so you can review the information. All right, I think